Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Afiq Kamal Rusdi. Number three is 2212-9980. Okay, today I want to present about management and evaluation of solar power plant installation project. Okay, firstly is introduction. So the introduction is a solar power plant installation is a multi-phase project that involves several crucial phases, all of which call for meticulous preparation and coordination. This project main objective is to use photovoltaic PV technology to produce clean renewable energy. From the first site preparation to the plant, ultimate commissioning, the procedure is broken down into several stages. Okay. Next is type of solar panel used in Malaysia. In Malaysia, solar energy is commonly generated using photovoltaic PV panel. The two main type of panel used are monocrystalline and polycrystalline. Each type has different characteristic, cost, and performance level depending on the environment and project need. Okay, for the next is installation process overview. The installation of a solar power plant follows several important phases, including site preparation, foundation work, structure assembly, and electrical connection. Chuping Perlis was chosen as the project location because it offers flat, open land with high solar exposure, making it ideal for solar energy generation. This low population density reduce land use conflict, and the state supportive policies further promote renewable energy development in the area. So, in this picture, is firstly is site preparation, foundation work, structure assembly, and lastly is electrical connection. So this side is from the Chuping Perlis. Okay, next is problem statement. Building a solar power plant involves many challenges that must be carefully managed to ensure project success. From technical issue to environmental and regulatory concern, each stage of the project must be coordinated efficiently to avoid delay and cost overrun. So firstly, from the problem statement is complex coordination from site prep to final commissioning. Second, ensuring compliance with local regulation. And third is sourcing high quality PV component like panel, inverter, or SCADA. Fourth is technical integration with Malaysia National Grid. 5. Managing environmental and logistical risk. And lastly is ensuring on time, on budget, delivery to support Malaysia renewable goal. Okay. Next is project description. The project involves the development of a 5 megawatt solar photovoltaic PV power plant in Perlis using 20,500 solar panel rate at 400 watt each. This project support Malaysia goal of reducing carbon emission and transitioning to clean energy. It covers the complete EPC, engineering, procurement, and construction cycle, starting from site preparation and continuing through to system commissioning. Okay, first from the project description is site survey and land clearing. Second, system design and sizing. Third, material procurement. Fourth, fundamental foundation and mounting installation. 5, panel inverter installation. 6, SCADA system setup. And lastly is testing and grid integration. Okay, that's all from me. So I will pass to next presenter.
Hi and Assalamualaikum to Dr. and everyone. My name is Sharifah Nur Nabila Balkis and my matrix numbers is 2312911263. And today I'll be presenting for 4.2 organizational chart for our 5 megawatt solar power plant installation in Perlis. And to help this project manage effectively, we have adopted a structured EPC model, which is engineering, procurement and construction. This model is commonly used in Malaysian large-scale solar, where it helps ensure clear division of responsibility and smoothness of the project from start to finish. Next, as everyone can see, we have here our organizational chart, and from top we have project manager, then we have engineering for design and planning. Within that, we also have electrical and SCADA, then we have procurement and finance, and lastly we have construction and site coordination. For next slide, I will explain one by one the responsibilities. At the top of our structure, we have project manager, which is Muhammad Iqbal Amir. His role is to oversee the entire project life cycle, coordinate all the departments and ensure every activity meet the timeline, quality requirements and budget. From there also, the chart branches into 3 main departments, which is engineering, design and planning led by Muhammad Hafiz Akmal, then procurement and finance handled by Siti Azwani, and lastly construction and site coordination led by Sharifah Nur Nabila Balkis. Next, we have engineering team headed by Muhammad Hafiz Akmal. This department is responsible for all the technical design work and ensure the system meets the regulatory standards and technical. Within engineering, we have Nur Auni Idina manage 2 critical areas. First is electrical system design, which involve planning the layout of solar panels, cabling and inverter to connect safely to the grid. And next is SCADA integration, which stands for supervisory, control and data acquisition, where allows real-time monitoring, performance diagnostic and efficient system management. Next is Siti Hazani manage the procurement and finance. Her responsibility includes sourcing all essential components like solar panels, inverter, transformers and SCADA equipment. Her other responsibilities also to ensure every vendor selections is cost effective and handles overall budgeting to keep the project financially on track. Lastly, we have Sharifah Nur Nabila Balkis is in charge of construction and site coordination. She supervises on all site activities including land preparation, mounting system installation, final assembly and wiring. Her role also includes scheduling, safety compliance and making sure every work is aligned with the engineering design. Thank you. Then I will pass to the next presenters.
Thank you, Sharifah, for your presentation. My name is Muhammad Iqbal Amir and I would like to continue this presentation mainly to talk about the project schedule. As you can see on our left-hand side, table 1, which is a project activity for solar power plant. The project includes a 12 key activities starting from contract, award and kick-off meeting to the final inspection and commissioning. The schedule are arranged with a clear dependency to ensure a smooth project flow. The structured timelines helps to reduce the delays, allocate a resource efficiently, meet a project milestone and serve as a foundation for drawing the project network diagram to visualize task sequence and dependency. Move over to the next slide. We would like to talk about a project network diagram. As you can see in figure 7, our project network diagram for solar power plant. The project network diagram shows the sequence and connection between each project activities. It helps to identify which tasks must be done first and which can happen at the same time. Project managers use this diagram to track progress and make a better decision. In the diagram, you also can see a knot represent for events, arrows represent the activity and their duration, and dotted lines are represent the dummy activities used to show dependency without actual load. And to the next slide is critical paths and expected time. As you can see on the left hand side is a calculation for expected time, and here is our equation for the expected time, which is TO plus 4TM plus TP over by 6. And on the right hand side is table 2, which is a schedule of project activity for optimistic, most likely and pessimistic time. The calculation is proof that the value of expected time can be obtained using the value of most likely and pessimistic time that have been assumed. And for the next slide, which is to determine the critical path, and as you can see, we are using an activity on node method. Critical path is a longest path sequence of activities that determines the shortest project duration. It is identified by analyzing the earliest and latest start finish time of each activity. Activities on the critical paths have a zero slack, meaning any delay in them will delay the whole project. And the equation as given in the slide, based on the calculation, the critical path is from path A, C, D, F, H, I, J, K and L with a total duration of 55 weeks. And move over to the next slide, which is calculation for standard deviation and variance. As you can see on the left hand side is our equation for standard deviation, which is TP minus TO over by 6, and the equation for variance is standard deviation to the power of 2. Move over to the right hand side, the expected time of completion with 99.85% confidence level. The expected project completion time is calculated using the PERT method, and the equation can be found below, which is schedule date is equal to Z times with event standard deviation and will be plus with the cumulative expected time. For Z, our Z is 2.97 for 99.85% according to the Z table, and event standard deviation can be found by summation of our variance and will be square root of it. In the context of CPM and PERT, cumulative expected time is equal to the total duration of the critical path, which is that has been calculated before, that the value we will obtain is 55 weeks. And if we substitute all the value into the schedule time formula, we will obtain our schedule date is 60.613 weeks. This means there is 99.85% probability the project will be complete within 60.613 weeks. That's all from me. I would like to pass the presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Hazwani binti Syekh Anwar with metric number 231, 291 and 262. I will be presenting for 4.5 cost estimation for the solar power plant project. This cost estimation is based on a 5 megawatt solar plant, and the goal is to estimate the total cost to install and operate the plant. It helps assess financial feasibility and guide budgeting. There are three main cost categories. The first one is capital expenditure for covering equipment and installation. The second one is operating expenditure, running and maintenance. The third one, component that needed, 12,500 unit of 400 watt solar panels, inverters, a transformer and mounting structure, installation material and a 50-ton crane. Next, let's move to the site area. Each panel takes about 2 meters square, so the totaling is 25,000 meters square. For a utility scale plant, we multiply this by 4 for spacing, road and buffer zone. So 100,000 meters square or 250 meter times by 400 meter is needed. So next, the area layout include PV array zone, which is 75,000 meter square, inverter or transformer zone, 1,000 meter square, SCADA and monitoring, 2,000 meter square, roads is 2,500 meter square, buffer zone or fencing, 20,000 meter square. Next, now to the cost estimation. The first one, direct cost. Direct cost, crane is about 180,000 ringgit. For solar panel cleaning is 100,000 ringgit. So the total cost for the direct cost is 280,000 ringgit. Second one, indirect cost, include site survey, permit and licensing, project management, insurance and temporary site. For indirect cost, the total is 349,000 ringgit. For the material cost, this is the major portion. For solar panels with 12,500 unit, the total for the solar panel is 8.75 million ringgit. For inverters, mounting, transformers, Cooper's cables, SCADA, lighting and more, So the total of the material cost is 13.3 million ringgit. So the cost conclusion for this part, this estimation provide a solid financial overview for a 5 megawatt solar plant project. It covers land, infrastructure, and both visible and hidden costs. It is an essential step in ensuring the project is feasible and well planned. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you to Hazwani for the detailed explanation. Now I'm Nurauni Dina Binti Azli 23129125 and I'll be continuing with section 4.6, the monthly cash flow diagram and the depreciations of the crane used in our solar power plant project. To begin with, the monthly cash flow diagram in figure 9 illustrates the inflow and outflow of financial resources throughout the project's operations period. By analyzing this cash flow, we can ensure the financial sustainability of the project and make better decisions related to cost control and investment planning. Let us walk through the monthly cash flow diagram for the crane uses over the project period. The project has a total duration of 14 months as shown along the horizontal axis. The crane flow are distributed monthly and the diagram assumes an interest rate of 2% per month. So at month 0, there is an initial capital expenditures of 180,000 ringgit representing the purchase price of the crane. As you can see here, from month 1 to month 14, there are repetitive monthly expenses. 1,000 ringgit for minor maintenance which occur for every month and 2,500 ringgit for major maintenance which occur in every third month, especially in month 3, 6, 9 and 12. So this maintenance cost total of 14,000 ringgit from monthly minor maintenance, which is 14 months multiplied by 1,000 ringgit, and 10,000 ringgit from major maintenance, which is 4 services multiplied by 2,500 ringgit. So this giving us a total maintenance cost of 24,000 ringgit. Finally, at month 14, the crane is sold for its resale value of 120,000 ringgit, which is 2/3 of its original purchase price. Next, the depreciations of the crane. It is a key capital asset in the installation phase. The crane was purchased at 180,000 ringgit and has a useful life of 5 years. By using the formula, the crane depreciates by 12,000 ringgit each year over its 5 years useful life. Now referring to the total depreciation up to 5 years in table 9 here, in the first year is 12,000 ringgit, second year becomes 24,000 ringgit, third year 36,000 ringgit, and fifth year total depreciation reaches 60,000 ringgit. In table 10, it shows how the asset value decreases every year by 12,000 ringgit using the straight line depreciation. By using the book value formula here, as the asset depreciates, the book value reduces annually. As for conclusion, based on table 11, we can conclude that the total depreciation increases linearly each year by 12,000 ringgit and the book value of the crane decreases accordingly. It's reaching its estimated resale value of 120,000 ringgit at the end of the 5-year useful life. This supports the overall success of the solar power plant project and contribute to Malaysia's goals of advancing sustainable and renewable energy development. So that's conclude our presentation. Thank you.